is?
Oh,
yeah, because he was in Daddy's Home.
boy.
Oh, and he was in Ghostbusters. Oh, but the 2016 one. Oh, okay. Recipes.
Alright, give me a second to get everything all organized.
Never. How dare.
You
Why
know
is
what?
it not already organized? You're
Yeah,
wasting my precious time.
Yeah.
Wasting your precious time. What the fuck were you doing besides, like, watching Prawn?
Imagine.
I was actually cutting my grass, but stopped to be here.
Sure
Oh, wow.
you were, bud. Is that a euphemism for something? Is that what you're trying to tell me?
It's literally just I was outside cutting my grass because I didn't go to work today because I was late.
Being productive.
Let me see.
So, yeah, get wrecked, nerd. Smelly, stinky.
Exactly. Yeah. Stinky, poopy, smelly head. That's Blallaleth, the stink demon.
You know what, Lynx?
Your mom. Make sure you call her this Sunday, Mother's Day.
Once you head back to your trailer, you're just gonna find a pink slip.
No! Joke's on you. I live in the woods. You think my shotgun cares what that slip says?
I do.
I dare them to bring that slip.
I dare
to meet my buddy 12 gauge.
You think she's got a 12 gauge, but it's like one of those Nerf ones.
Oh, alright. Well, now I'm a little disappointed.
It's actually just a broken paintball gun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It just has some stickers all over it, and it just says definitely a real gun, trust me.
Yeah.
On it.
When she shoots it, it's just a flag that says bang.
And then it falls out because that wasn't even attached to it to begin with.
Alrighty. Where is my phone? Hold
on. Have you checked up your butthole?
That's a song!
That's why I said it!
What, that my phone's up my ass? What the fuck?
Have you checked your butthole? Skin up,
I don't like this already.
Yeah. No, you asked for it. This is what you want. This is what you desire.
This is what I desire. You're right, my bad.
Desire.
Okay. Are we ready? Hexy, I'm gonna need you to unmute yourself. Or I'll kill you.
God, jeez, there's so much background noise. I don't want y'all to hear everything.
It's too late.
Every squeak of my chair.
It's too late. It's too late.
You're already ruined.
Yeah, already ruined. Soiled it.
Alright, I'll just soil it. It'll be fun. Soiled it.
Soiled it.
Alright. So this is gonna cover up Saren. That's fine. Alright. So let's get it started. So we got ghouls, ghosts, undead, and the like. This is Beyond the Jumpscare, where we review the bumps in the night, hear the screams of the friends left behind, and investigate the basement of horror movies. I am your host, Bullet the Devil, and this is Kid Lynx, and we got two new hosts who refuse to give me anything to put on the stream to represent them. Killer Kappa and Messy Hexy.
Look, man, I'm not a VTuber, okay? And I don't have the money to get a VTuber.
I'll make you a PNG. I'll make you a PNG.
There you go.
I think if you make me a PNG, Fab might get mad.
Yeah. Also, are they duplicated? No, they shouldn't.
No.
Be duplicate. Oh, they are
No, I
duplicated.
just have an echo. Oh, I thought that was just
Why-
gonna be
why-
because I'm echoey in here. I'm actually living in a gutter, so that's why it sounds like this. Wahahaha.
You just live in a box.
Yes, I live in a box. Apparently, I'm allergic
There
to
you go.
cardboard, so have fun with that.
Is that Kappa Cow? Yeah, it is Cash Cow. You're right, my bad.
No, it is not. You shut your face.
You said you got it.
Alright, so the first movie that we are getting into, I'm going to give a brief summary of what this movie is, and we're going to discuss it. So, we're going to start off with Longlegs. This movie actually debuted in a film festival. And from everything that I read, it had a budget of below $10 million. Basically, it's your FBI manhunt for a serial killer gone wrong. There's occult stuff that we haven't, or that we have seen like a million times, but for some reason, this one felt different. I'm gonna go down the line, and we're gonna give a yay or nay for this movie, and then we'll discuss why Kappa's wrong.
Is Kappa the one nay?
I'm going yay. I loved this movie.
I liked it. Yay! Yeah, it was good. I liked it.
Kappa, what did you think?
Well,
I fucking knew it. I fucking knew it.
no. Hear me out. So, I put some thought into it, right? It wasn't. I kept in mind this wasn't entirely a big wig studio produced movie, so I gave them the benefit of the doubt there. Me personally, it wasn't bad. It wasn't good.
Fuck you.
I gave it a solid 6.
Fuck you. No, fuck you. Hey, so what did you think?
I liked it. I did. It's I don't think I like it nearly as much as you do, but I did like it.
I loved this movie. Oh my god. So the anxiety from this movie is unreal. Okay, now, the reason why I say this is because the Nick Cage mannerisms, we all know the Nick Cage mannerisms, how Nick Cage is taken for a meme, but for some reason, the ambiance and the situations they put him in for the Nick Cage mannerisms went from, yep, that's Nick Cage too. Holy fuck, this guy's insane.
Right. Okay, what's funny is he did such, like, he tried so hard to mask the way he talks, but like you can still tell that that's who that is if you know Nick Cage. But I have to give him like a bonus because Nick Cage doesn't play anybody but Nick Cage, and he actually played a character in this movie, and I'm like, look at you go, bud.
Like, look at you
I was one of
go.
the people who didn't know it was Nick Cage.
Yeah, they put prosthetics on him. They made him look
Oh
bloated.
yeah, no. At the end, so for context, Kappa and I watched this together. At the end, I was just like, he's like, well, you can definitely tell that wasn't a big budget, and I'm like, but that was Nick Cage, and he goes, really?
That's where the budget went to.
Fucking literally, it was great. It was very simplistic, and there was no like huge. If we took this into the same way that we took in like Spiral, it wasn't on a huge budget. It was exactly what it promoted, was a manhunt, and it didn't overstay its welcome. It stayed an hour and a half, and that
Right.
Lynx and I were talking in the past episodes how if we saw that a movie was an hour and a half, we knew it was gonna suck. Like, we knew 1000% it was gonna suck. Mousetrap. But this
No.
one, this one didn't overstay. So I feel like if it was any longer, it would have sucked.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
It's also one of those, like, if they poured more budget into it, it also would have sucked. Because then they would have been trying too hard. Because this is definitely one of those that, like, it takes itself seriously just enough.
Yeah.
Yeah. Lynx, what did you
That
think
really
about
is
it?
true. I liked it. I don't think I liked it as much as you do. but I did. I liked it a lot. I appreciated a lot of the subtle details in the background. I liked a lot of the stuff that if you're not like, I like movies that when you watch it a second time, you're like, yeah. I like that. I liked how from the very beginning, it's set up for you to watch it twice.
Yes, it really did.
Yeah, I like that.
I actually noticed, like, a lot of little details through the first watch through. So I've only watched it the one time. But there's a lot of little details that tell you kind of what's gonna happen at the very beginning.
Mm-hmm.
The only thing that, like, throws me a little bit is how there's, like, this whole sense of, oh, she's like a psychic, but she's like a baby.
No.
Like they
She's not a psychic.
She's not a psychic. She's not a psychic.
No, she's not a psychic.
Yeah.
She was chosen by the devil.
Yeah, it's the devil's
I
influence. He was guiding her.
That.
Yeah.
But the whole thing that bothers me is more so like the way she goes about it is just kind of like she's just so. They make her seem like a little baby.
Well, she
can't handle herself at all.
She's from the beginning of
the FBI as a traumatized little bab who can't handle anything. I'm sorry, it threw me.
Well, she's been dealing with death ever since she was a child, and she remembers every bit of it, but she's trying to suppress it. But the fact that people are dying in front of her, and because of her, she's losing her mind.
And it's also one of those things that we only deal with her when she's dealing with this case. They said she was very good at her job, and then they moved her to this case, and then there was like rapid progression in the case. So she could be, when it's not in, dealing with her trauma specifically, very good at her job. But dealing with something that's like connected with her when she was little, like how trauma triggers are, you're going to be a little bit different,
It's
valid.
I kind of like that that you don't know much about anybody except for, hey, there's this, and then it just goes through, and then it's done.
Yes, exactly. Now, from someone that didn't like it, Kappa, let's hear your stance on it.
All right. Well, first off, I couldn't get into it. One of the main reasons I believe I couldn't get into it was due to the fact that, at least for the main character and the people linked to the main character, their characters seemed bland to me. There wasn't like a whole lot of emotion, neither just seen or in their voice. It was all kind of just trying to think of the word, bland. They were just bland characters, and one thing with me in movies is that I need characters to not be bland to really get into it.
I do
So that's
think
a personal flaw. No,
Well,
so considering the trauma, so one of the things that the main character displays very well is it's not just a fight or flight response, there's also freeze. And she does that a lot, and that is a lot of what you get from her, is her in this moment of being frozen, which I could see how that translates to being bland, but yeah, that's kind of...
What?
80% the full saying. And I'm so happy you know that, because I hate that people don't know the full phrase. It's fight, flight. It's fight, flight, freeze, and 80% of people freeze, but people don't know that. They think you either like fight or run. That's not actually. So people who say they would fight in a situation, statistically, you're like less than like 2% of people.
Yeah.
Like you don't actually. Majority of people, especially ladies too, you're more likely gonna freeze.
Yeah.
So I love that you knew that saying.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. But I do love how they definitely like show that as her character. Like her whole character is being frozen. So like I get the blandness. I understand where that comes from, like on your perspective, Capo. But it's actually very like if they didn't give her that, none of the events that would have happened would have made sense.
Or seemed important. Because if she reacted to her partner getting shot in the beginning of the movie, you would not have cared. You would have, oh no, an FBI agent gets shot. Oh well, that's the risk of the job, you know. Yeah. This isn't End of Watch or Den of Thieves. They're not gonna react to their teammate being shot like instantaneously. Like, oh fuck. I didn't want to come here in the first place.
Yeah. Yeah, cool. Yeah, and then also, she specifically was like we should, like call this in and check it out. And he's like, no, we're good. Okay, I guess we'll go over. And then instantly dies.
Also, I want to give huge props to this movie. A tidbit that really pisses me off. It's a little minor thing, but I've heard it enough to where it does get on my nerves. It is, in fact, the book of Revelation, and not the Revelations. There's no such thing as Revelations. I'm like, oh, if you're gonna write a script, at least get your facts right. Oh my god.
Right, and I love the moment where she calls them out for that, and it's just like this very bland moment where you get a little bit of her personality of the fact that she's like almost brainwashed Christian is how that's supposed to be interpreted, but in my mind I'm like, fucking finally. Like, it's literally to the point where, like, I have gotten to the point where I call it Revelations just because I don't want to have the conversation anymore. Because of how many people are like, why do you call it Revelation? Because that's what it's called!
Because I can read!
I can read! It says it on the paper!
It's like, look, dude, I was the little kid who was annoyingly raising their hand every day at Sunday school. I fucking know!
But,
do you even plural, bro? Do you even plural?
So, okay. We're gonna go down the line on the rankings. I'm giving this an 8. This just everything about this movie, from the anxiety to the build-up, the fact that they did not bank on having Nick Cage in this movie to build this movie, if that makes sense. Like, Nick Cage didn't even have to be there in order for this movie to build. Like, they'll talk about his character, but he rarely had screen time. Like, he was about the same screen time as, like, Beetlejuice. He had, like, maybe 10 minutes of screen time.
Yeah. Because he was a catalyst. Catalyst.
And
Yeah.
And they even like covered his face and made him unrecognizable too. So they didn't even go off of we'll give him 10 seconds of his face being on camera and that'll sell the movie. They didn't even do that, which is amazing.
It was fantastic. For me, this was an 8. I'm gonna add this to my collection. This is fantastic.
I give it a 7.
Kappa.
I give it a 6.
I hate you. I hate you. I hate you. I can already tell you're gonna be a thorn in my ass.
From the sounds of it, from the way he was talking before, it sounds like a 6 is pretty good for Kappa.
I am a movie critic. I will say that. I criticize movies heavily.
Oh my god, then you're gonna hate a lot of the movies that we have in store for you. Oh my god. Oh my god. Because when it comes out, we're doing Peter Pan's Never-Ending Nightmare.
Oh, yeah.
Oh my god.
no. Fucking.
no.
Oh yeah.
At this point, it's just mandatory. You're gonna have to watch Poovers.
Oh my god,
It's
yes. We're gonna watch the Pooniverse. We're gonna watch it
It's
like the
so-
Avengers. We're gonna... so we got an 8, a 7, a 6. Hexy, what do you give it? If you give it like below a 5, I'm punching you dead in the
No,
nose.
I'm giving it a 7.
Yeah.
I liked
yeah.
it. I liked it a lot. I just not quite as much as you did, Blood.
See, I think we're the same. Yeah.
Because I liked it. It's just there's a few little things that I'm like, okay.
Okay, hold on. Because we're getting deeper into this movie. Hold on. Okay.
Well, yeah. I guess we're gonna like give our initial rating and then kind of like go through down a little bit.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, you know what? To be fair, we'll give it a 7.3. There you go. Because we have to find like an overall rating for it. We have to find the median, but there's no middle ground of like 6, 7, 8.
2 sevens, and then the one of the 6 and the one of the 8 gets bumped up
Yeah,
or down.
basically,
That's still a 7.
Counteracted.
Yeah.
It just gives us a 7.
He just wants so bad to give it more than a 7.
I do. Y'all are wrong. I'm right. Fuck you.
Let's go through the
Okay.
movie a bit more and see if we can convince Cap that it's better than
Okay.
he thinks it is.
No,
Okay?
you will not convince me.
Okay.
I'm sorry. My rating stands.
I don't give a hot fuck.
I'm gonna be honest. If I watch it again, there's a slight chance it goes lower. I'm sorry.
You know what? Fuck you. Fuck you.
Oh, Ripperoonie.
Yeah. Peaches is dying next session.
No, dude.
Anyway, what I wanted to get into is the ending. The ending, at the birthday party. I don't know if y'all like got it on the first go around, but the mom really hints at it before it happens.
Oh yeah, no, they both
yeah.
know it's going to happen. Like
Yeah.
they make it very clear that they both know what's about to happen, and neither of them are okay with it. Cause like she's sitting there, she's trying to put on a brave face, but like she's scared, she's flinching, she's terrified, and then him, he's pissed. He's so angry that this is what is about to happen. But they do it anyways. It's like, wow, what?
What?
Like, I'm so curious what's going on in their heads during those moments.
I mean, the dude was possessed.
Yeah, I was about to say the guy's not
they're
mad that it's happening. That's the devil.
No, yeah, he's
Yeah.
possessed.
Yeah,
Well, the way it comes across to me is like you get like, what?
Wait,
Hold
what?
on. It's like a part. Give me a second.
What do you mean it comes across? Did you not see when he like closed the door the silhouette of the devil?
No, I saw that, but when he's talking to her,
Yeah.
and so like it's that moment where she's like, "Do we have to?" And he goes, "Yes, of course we fucking have to." Like he's angry that it's like happening.
No.
Because it's the devil.
He's
I
talking
think
to
he was mad in general. Yeah, I think because it's like persuasion, and so like she is like kind of, I guess maybe you could say, because even in all the flashbacks with the other ones, one parent was more so intense, like with the one with the the mom and the dad with the axe and the and everything.
Right.
The one who's going to do the initial killing is the one who's actually fully possessed, and then the other one's under the influence, I would say. Not necessarily like two devils in one, but
Yeah.
like
Right.
the main devil was in the dad at that point,
Mm-hmm.
and his influence was on the mom, so she could still ask like the question of are we? And then he's like, yeah. And she's like, okay, let's go. Like,
well, yeah, even I forget what her name is, the FBI agent, her mom was saying, yeah, the girl's dead and the guy's possessed. She just outright says it.
Yeah,
yeah. I know that. It's not that I'm not saying that wasn't happening. It was like there was this moment of where it was like he came through and it was, you're the one who suggested it. Of course we have to fucking do it. Like, I don't know. I guess it came through to me that I think his name was Carter, that Carter came through for a quick moment and he was just pissed about the situation. But I mean, yeah, I know he was possessed by the devil. I don't know. Maybe I'm looking into it too much, which is entirely possible.
Yeah, I'm not understanding why he would be mad. I don't think he came through and he'd be mad at the fact that he has to do it. Like, the fucking devil's making me do it. I don't fucking care, you know?
I don't want
to do this, Lucy. This is bullshit.
See,
like, Lucy,
okay, that's kind of part of why I hated Carter at the end. I fucking hated him. I was like, you're such a little bitch. Because I thought he was just angry about it. Like,
what?
What do you mean? Yeah, that's why that's one of the reasons why I like had an issue with the ending with Carter was just like, yeah, of course we fucking have to do it, you bitch. Like the way he was talking to his wife before he goes and just straight up kills her. I'm like, the fuck, bro? What?
No, that's
no. He was already gone.
Yeah, he was so far gone.
Basically when they came into the house, because the sphere was not destroyed or anything. Well, the dad, he's gonna be gone no matter what because the devil's in him already.
Yeah.
So the parents were. There was basically no saving the parents. They were gonna die. There was nothing that anyone could do. The only one who could be saved would be the little girl. And
yes.
I have something very like I like how at the end it doesn't show her destroy the thing, which is the influence. No. So I like that because she loses her psychic ability when the orb is destroyed.
Oh well, it's not the psychic
it's not
ability.
Psychic. It's not. It's his influence. I was just saying that for ease.
Yeah.
But it's his influence, his essence that drives you to make you understand and know things because he wants you to know. So and then when the mom destroys it, shoots it, he's no longer has any influence on her.
Yes.
But then he goes into the mom afterwards. I think that was the mom's final act because she knew she was done for too.
Yeah, she was done for because she was gonna get it as well. That's why she stayed there. And then in the story beforehand, she picks up the doll box and she'll like run out of the house.
Yeah.
But she couldn't leave that time because she knew that she was done for. But I like how they ended off this movie because it's more like if you weren't paying attention, you weren't gonna get the ending of the movie. But Lee makes a pact with the devil to take her mom's spot to protect the little girl.
Yeah. Basically being the same as before.
Yeah.
So he took the choice away by making the mom no longer the puppet or the doll anymore.
Yes.
So now it's gonna have to be a new person take over.
Yes.
Which made it even worse because it's like her mom thought she was freeing her, but instead her mom was literally putting her in a worse position.
Oh yeah, 100%. Like her.
Which she didn't think about it at the moment. It's like it was a spur of the moment. Okay, you're either this guy is going to brutally murder you and your child now, or you brutally murder other people and their children.
Right.
Yours don't die. So it's in the spur of the moment. Do you try to save your child or not?
Exactly.
Right.
Yeah. So in to a parent, the mom was never given a choice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't know the way they dealt with the anxiety of this movie. It was very like in your face. It was a very uncomfy movie. Very uncomfy.
Oh, for sure.
Like, if it had no ambiance to it and Nick Cage was just being Nick Cage as he was in the investigation scene, this movie would have been stupid.
Yeah.
No, but like the way that she looked at him, the way that you could see like her skin turn flush, she was just like terrified of meeting the man that she met when she was just this little girl. The entire time I'm like, damn, I'm uneasy. Like, what? I am actually anxious seeing Nick Cage. What kind of crap is this?
and then it made it so much worse. Like the way he did the like song, and then you knowing that she met him at a very young age for her birthday, and her birthday is also coming up, and it's like all surrounding that makes it. I don't know. It makes it so much worse for me. Like, especially knowing that that's fucking Nick Cage doing that. I'm like, that man's a real man. What the fuck?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Kappa.
The only
wait.
complaint I'd had with the whole thing was, I liked the movie. I didn't look anything up about it. I didn't watch any trailer. I like to go into things blind because I don't want people's like their whatever to influence me or make me think a certain way. I like to go in blind to see if I like it.
Yes.
And afterwards I went and I looked at like a couple reviews, to see if also if anyone picked up anything or anything like that. And all I would see is either 1 or 5-star reviews. The 5 stars was like, this is a good movie if you don't watch it. All the 1 stars is no jump scares, and why is Nicolas Cage in it? All I can see is Nicolas Cage. And I'm like, do
you watch the same movie?
Yeah. Yeah.
How do you form structured words? Because you clearly have no thoughts going in your own brain right now.
But
it's good if you don't watch it. It's not. They act like this is a bad, like a horrible movie. Okay, first of all, I will say this because from what I remember, Hereditary had terrible reviews too.
Oh my God.
Yeah, people hated it.
But that is an amazing movie. So I feel like anything that goes a little bit more psychological with the horror is just gonna get worse reviews.
It really is.
Yeah.
It's so stupid. We have gotten so... Okay, as much as I love The Conjuring, as much as I love Insidious, and all of these like slasher movies, people have gotten spoiled with jump scares, and it has to be in your face, and it has to be like screaming at you for you to be like, oh my God, that's scary. But if it fucks with your head and people have to think about it, they're like, this movie sucks. Hated it.
Me no think, me no understand, me no like movie.
Exactly.
Especially if there's any aspects of the movie that people like you actually have to like watch a second time to fully understand. Like that's how I felt about Hereditary. There were a lot of parts of it that on the second watch through made so much more sense to me.
Mm-hmm.
And it made it so much better. Like Hereditary was even better on the second watch through. And I feel like Longlegs probably would be too, is if you watched it a second time and you see all the little bits that they left. I don't know, but people don't like that, and I don't understand why. Like, I want a movie to make me think, especially horror movies. Like, I don't want you to just jump out at me and scare me because it's, sudden, oh no, scary, ooh. Because that's just boring to me.
It's lazy, and I've told Lynx this on several occasions. Jump scares are lazy. They're cheap thrills. Sure, if they're done right, it can really fuck with your head. But psychological thrillers? What?
Especially, the only major issue, because Bleleleth knows I'm a sucker for a psychological movie. He knows some of my top-rated movies are psychological thrillers and stuff. And it's just, the only reason I don't want to sit here and be like, I don't like jump scare movies. I do. I prefer it if they serve a purpose. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I like it when there's like build up and then no jump scare, and then you're sitting there like, oh God, and then you're on the edge of your, seat, and then nothing happens, but you have that feeling of dread. I like that so much. But I think the issue with that is a lot of the time with those movies, you have to pay attention. There's no like immediate payoff. There's no like reward, essentially. Like there's no like quick little, little and then you got something. You got a clippable moment that you could watch in a short. You have to actually watch and experience the movie. And I think that's why so many people don't like movies that don't have that anymore, because a lot of time people don't have time for stuff anymore. So if it can't fit in a 1 to 5, and 5 is really pushing it, like setup, a lot of people don't seem to really like it anymore.
And
well, there's also the fact that jump scares give you a physical reaction, whereas psychological horrors tend to not give you the quick heartbeat and the actual like cold sweat that some of the more jump scares and more in your face ones do. So people are like, oh, I wasn't scared, but come down the line you're going to be thinking about that for a while, especially the ones that are like the bad person is the one you trust the most. Like those ones are the ones that hit the hardest, and people don't seem to realize it until well after.
Yeah. And we have.
Did you ever watch The Ritual?
The Ritual?
Yeah. Well, I know you did. I was asking her if she ever watched The Ritual.
No, she hasn't.
Did I watch The Ritual?
No,
yes, I did.
No, you didn't.
I did. I watched that with Nettie, actually, and he did not like it. He didn't. I thought it was interesting. It didn't really stick as well as like some of the other ones have for me. So I'd probably give that one like a 6.5. But it was decent.
I like that movie.
But Kappa, what were you saying?
Well, sorry.
So, no, you're fine. So I actually am base take where people are more like, they go from jump scares to psychological horror, and they find the psychological horror to be boring. I, on the other hand, am the complete opposite. With horror movies, I grew up mainly on like slasher or jump scare horror movies, so, the blood was flowing. With that, if I don't know that it's going to be a psychological movie, I'm always thinking there's going to be a jump scare. So that gives me like an edge. So where, if there's something that's going to happen, I'm already terrified that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And that's actually kind of why I like psychological a little more. Because first off, I'm assuming there's going to be a jump scare. But at the same time, I can still see all of like the psychological aspects, and that adds to kind of like the rush of blood.
So you like psychological horrors, but did not like this one?
Yes.
I'm confused.
I don't like all psychological horrors. I did like this one. Or I didn't like this one, but there are a few that I do like.
Okay.
It's kind of like a chain.
Like what?
It's like a yay or nay. It's either I do or I don't. And most of the psychological ones, it has to kind of be story driven. This one I didn't see too much story driven.
Story
I
driven.
didn't see that. I also am not a fan of the whole like just, oh hey, guess what the true main bad guy is? Oh no, it's the devil. I feel like
it was gonna be the devil.
I feel like the devil psychological aspect is getting a little too old. That's my personal opinion, though.
You're gonna get kicked off this podcast, I swear to God.
I will say,
opinion. All of the psychological horror I've seen is 9 times out of 10 just, hey, look, it's the devil. It gets old.
I will say the whole like satanic people, like satanic worshippers are the worst kind of people type thing is a bit overdone, but I think this movie did it well because it wasn't just the typical satanic like concept, I guess.
Like cult. Yeah.
Yeah, it was more so like people who were actually like church people end up in this situation. Which seems more I don't want to say realistic, but because it's more so that you end up with the Christians. Christians believe in Satan, obviously, that's a whole part of the thing. So the concept of Christians ending up on that side of things is a lot more, I think, scarier.
Yeah.
Because they're supposed to be the quote-unquote good people, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I think that them doing it that way, instead of it just being a bunch of dudes in trench coats summoning Satan, but it's actually just like a mom telling her daughter to do her prayers and a crazy guy are the main characters. It feels a little bit more
Grounded, realistic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because people being like, oh, don't go to, the creek over there because there's some guys in some robes. They might shank you for the devil. Isn't very realistic. But you say, oh, there's this lady who works at the church and, oh, you know her. She's part of this small community and she comes to your house and she might not have good intention is scarier.
Right, yeah. 100%.
I don't know. The fact that this movie didn't bank on Nick Cage's appearance and his inclusion in the movie really solidified it. In fact, they were so bold as to kill him off before the ending happened. I'm like, oh, what?
Which, honestly, the way they killed him off was...
Rude?
It's one of my favorite things about psychological horrors is where they do the gore in such a way that it's not meant to be like a shock factor, but it is. At the same time. It's more so like there's more intention behind the gore. He is so insane that he smashes his face on the table, and that is gory, but it's not for the gore. It's more for the fact that he's just that insane.
Yeah.
No, he was possessed.
He was dedicated.
No, he was Satan. Nick Cage was possessed by the devil. He even said, they even told you that the first murder was in 1966. That man was killing people since the 60s. And this was
they said he was
in
on
the
a 20-year
90s.
spree.
Yes, a 20-year spree. This man shouldn't be alive. He shouldn't look at like that.
Well, I think that's also why they made his skin look bloated, was because I think the way I thought of it was basically like, because obviously, the devil's supernatural in nature, would basically kind of prolong his life to make him do his bidding, because he kept saying he's doing it for him, for my friend downstairs, he's your friend too, and then I think it was probably one of those things where maybe he was a catalyst himself, like the orb is, that he freely let him in and out of him at will.
You're right.
So like he was basically an always open vessel, and when he wasn't possessed, he was still okay with doing the bad things.
Yeah.
He was.
What were you gonna say, Kappa?
What was I gonna say? Shit.
You should write this down.
I should.
I thought you had notes. What happened to the notes?
Oh,
Kappa. Okay, first off,
I'm gonna be honest. I didn't know we were able to do notes.
No, so Chad, I have to call him out on this. This man said he had a lot to talk about. He could not wait to yap all night long about these movies.
Talk about the second.
Yeah, the second one he was like, "Oh no,
I am
so
going
much
to be
say."
yapping my head off about that one.
That's not
I
what you
loved
said
it,
there.
and I loved its ending. Say it now. Say it now.
You
Loved it, loved
know
the
what?
ending.
Chat already knows to not take your review seriously now.
Wow. Alright. Dang. Just because I give one movie a semi-decent review.
You know what? You know what? You know what? Lynx and Kappa are the meme hosts that'll tell you Mousetrap is good and this movie was okay. No. At least we have two honest hosts here.
Wow. Alright.
Alright, but Longlegs, if you haven't seen it, go see it. It's great. It's worth. If you like psychological horrors, watch it. Don't be like Kappa, who thinks he likes psychological movies but doesn't.
Whoa. Alright. I am not taking that slander.
All right,
I am not taking that slander.
Give me your top 5 psychological horrors now.
Oh, being put on the spot is so hard. You're the
so,
psychological thriller.
Funny thing, right? Funny
Get
thing.
out of here.
I don't
Get out.
rank my movies.
Get out.
I just watched them and I'm
Get
like,
out.
oh hey, that was a good one.
Get out.
No. Give me a movie name. Give me a movie name.
That's not what I asked. I said give me your top 5 right now.
Exactly. No. Give me a movie name.
Midsommar is a fucking psychological horror.
What?
Good one. Good.
What movie?
Midsommar?
Never seen it.
You've been... Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Midsommar.
Alright, so the next week agenda is all of the psychological horrors.
Literally. So, okay. Barbarian, Late Night with the Devil, Midsommar, Hereditary, Annihilation. Any of those.
Maybe I don't know my things about psychological.
Get the fuck out
I'm
of
not a
here.
movie person. Alright, to be fair, I'm not too much of a movie person. I never have people to go to, and I don't feel like watching movies alone.
That's fair.
You know what?
Credit.
You know what?
Give
That's
him
fair.
credit. He was willing to say that maybe he didn't know. He backed down.
You know what? Fair.
That's fair. Fair's fair.
This man is gonna know psychological horrors. Another one, one you definitely have to see that me and Lynx up and down will swear by this movie. And if you come back next week and you tell us that you hate this movie, you are going to get dick punched. Late Night with the Devil.
Ooh, yeah, good one.
Late Night with the Devil. That is psychological horror to a T. If you come back and say that movie was mid, we're hurting you.
I don't think I've seen this movie.
Oh, so good. It's yeah.
All right. Okay, Kappa, we're watching it together.
It's
Not the extra homework.
It's actually the highest rated movie of our list. We have done. This will
Rotten
be.
Tomatoes gave it a 97.
It's a great movie.
It's so fucking good. It's
so
But you have to pay attention to the small details. The small details make up the entire movie. Because if you just watch it for what it is, it looks like Conan the O'Brien and Jimmy Fallon got like an exorcist on the show. But it's great. Okay, anyway. So
I didn't think Joker was too bad.
What did you just say?
see, now you pissed off Lynx. You know how hard that is? It took me five episodes to piss off Lynx. Okay.
He does it. First one.
The fucking
Not the second,
What?
the first one!
All right.
silence is
Why did it get so silent?
Because the fact that you think that the Joker is a psychological horror.
It's pretty psychological.
Yeah, there's a difference between a psychological movie like Joker 1 and Inception. You can't put Joker 1 in the same category as Late Night with the Devil. What the kind of crap?
Alright.
And also, you don't have to be a horror movie to be a psychological movie. Like,
Alright.
I can tell I'm gonna be welcomed here so often.
Yeah.
Everything is chaos, and now we're gonna have to completely destroy Kappa.
Oh yeah, we are.
With some of the most fucked up movies of all time.
do you understand that this podcast, in a sense, would be like the black sheep, and you are the black sheep of a black sheep podcast?
Literally. Okay. So
You've circled back. You are now the pink sheep.
Yep, you are the pink sheep.
The pink sheep, let's go!
Alright.
It's not something to be proud of.
No, so we're moving on. Oh boy. We're in the hot seat now. We have The Woman in the Yard.
I loved this movie.
This movie was ass.
I love this movie.
What do you mean it was ass? Wait a second.
No.
And say that my take is bad when you're telling me this movie is ass. This was peak.
This movie
This was great.
ass.
This was great.
Amazing.
Okay, alright. First off, okay. You know what? We'll have to save it for the spoilers. But no. I don't think I'll be revisiting this one.
Oh my.
Now, can you give us a thorough explanation on why you're wrong and
I need
why?
Why I'm wrong?
Yes,
You are
I
so
need
wrong.
one right now. You are
so
if
wrong.
I am wrong about Longlegs, you are like
Nah.
at least 70 feet below me wrong.
Yeah, you know
No.
what?
No.
This is your mousetrap.
Yeah,
This is
th-
your
yeah,
mousetrap.
This is my mousetrap. This
This
movie's
is your
ass. This movie's ass.
How dare?
This movie.
How
Okay,
dare.
first off, this movie had no point. There was no plot. There was nothing. This movie. Yes, it was about grief. It was about death. It was about dealing with death. But
Suicidal
No.
ideation.
It wasn't. That is not at all what this movie is
Not
about.
what this movie was about.
the fuck?
That was not what this movie was.
Explain it.
This movie is about suicidal ideation.
Suicidal ideation, and then those who struggle with it, and those who
Oh, so-
basically
so-
succumb to
The
it.
woman in the yard is
literally
the personification of suicide.
Yeah,
Literally
So-
everyone's inner fight.
yeah. It's your struggle. It's you fighting you, and you're basically your own enemy, and you like.
Okay.
Oh,
Here's- Here's what I will say. The one thing that they could have done to make that point a little bit better was, in the end, the kids still knew and understood that it was a woman in the yard. If the kids did not, like, if it sounded like the kids didn't ever experience the woman herself, and it was all just in the mother's head, it would have made more sense. But for some reason, they kept the kids as they actually saw her, which kind of threw that out the window a little bit. But that's not what this movie was about. The death was more so a catalyst for the suicidal ideation.
Yeah, but I think the reason why they did see her, at least in my mind, was they saw. It's basically saying that, you know, those around you see the symptoms of, you know, someone who is on the verge of a break. So they saw that she was struggling. They saw that she wasn't the same. They saw that she's dealing with something and not addressing it. And, you know,
No,
so I think,
I understand why
yeah.
they did it. I just don't think it was the best choice.
No, so
yeah, I agree, but I feel like for the point I think it was trying to make, I think it made sense for them to, but I just don't think for a movie direction, I do think you're right. I don't think it was wise for people who didn't understand it.
No. The movie relied a lot on metaphor and a lot of symbolism, but the thing is, it felt like a rough draft of what it was originally supposed to be. This movie
Oh my God.
felt like they wrote it once and was like, yep, film it. Done.
If that's the case, they did an amazing job with the rough draft.
No. This movie was ass. The movie was ass.
Oh my
No.
God.
You know
No.
what? You know what I think it was. I think you thought this was a knockoff Babadook, and that is why you think that you were thinking.
movie-
But it's not grief. It's depression. It's suicidal ideation. It's not. You take over.
We're
You
gonna
take over.
talk about psychological horror. This movie is literally a extremely broad description
Shut
for
up.
psychological
You
horror.
don't know psychological horror. Shut up.
I'll have to disagree with that. It is dealing with psychology that doesn't make it a psychological horror. This one does. What it does is it makes psychology in your face, which immediately pulls it out of psychological horror, in my opinion. Now I have a couple notes of like what would make this movie better. First of all, if the woman in the yard was actually played by the mother, if it was her, and not a woman who looks vaguely similar to her. No, if it was actually her the whole time, it would be a lot better, because it would definitely portray how internal that sort of thing is. That is one note that I have that brings it like down a little bit for me. But I wholeheartedly disagree that this feels unrefined. It does feel refined. There are little details that I would fix, but it's not so unrefined that it's like first draft type thing.
No,
There was so much stuff that made perfect sense if you understood the topic. Like an example, and two specific things that I absolutely love. This is going to go obviously into spoiled territory, but we're talking about a movie. Was the two main things that stuck out to me that I genuinely loved was when people struggle with those sort of like thoughts and ideations. The first thought that people have necessarily that struggle that is not, well, will this, end or whatever. It's how are people going to be affected? Will the people that I leave be okay? And like they actually genuinely believe that if they're gone, the people that they're hurting will be better off. So when she sees the picture of her kids grown up and happy without her there, and then I love that because to you genuinely believe that when you're gone, you're doing those people a favor. You're doing them a service. You're removing yourself and letting them have a better life because you can't give that to them. And so I love that, like that picture scene. And then at the end, when the daughter gave the bunny, that was basically the nail in the coffin that caused her to kill herself. Because when she looked at that, it wasn't, oh, my love for my family is going to make me not do this. It was the, like, no,
there's
my love
blood
for my...
on,
yeah,
there's blood on the stuffed animal. I hurt my child. Yeah.
Yeah, it's she is better if I am gone because I will hurt her again.
And it also like the biggest thing that shows that the people behind this have either experienced it or know somebody very well who has experienced it is the scene where she's hugging her daughter and trying to comfort her, and she looks in the mirror and she stabs the daughter in the back. It is a very literal like representation of that mindset of no matter what you do, no matter how good you try to be, you will hurt them. And it's also like some people, when they deal with suicidal ideation, they get these flashes of just absolutely terrible things happening. And for me specifically, it is very much when I look in mirrors. So like that specific scene hit really, really hard, like at that moment, there was no question in my mind of what this movie was about.
Yeah. And then I also genuinely loved how another great scene that they portrayed, like how it is if someone, deals with these things, is a lot of the times it's not someone, sits there and they say, sometimes obviously it does, but sometimes, people, they think that, oh, it's just you've been thinking about this for a long time. And yes, maybe, but a lot of the time it's a very quick, like, impulse. Like when they're in the car, she did not get in the car thinking that she was going to swerve and wreck. And she did not plan that. She didn't plan that. It was for a split second, she impulsively saw death and without thinking reacted. And that's the number one cause of people who end up taking their lives, especially successfully. That is actually what happens. It's very quick impulse. It's not a thought about thing. It's scary because it's very accurate.
It's usually, and they actually go through a little bit more too, because that statistic does change whether or not the person is dealing with grief, because grief tends to lead people to legitimately plan it, whereas before the grief, it was an impulse. So during the whole movie, she's basically building herself up to do it, and she's trying to find a way to get the kids out of the house and fighting against herself, the whole thing, but she does eventually plan it, and she knows she's planning it but doesn't want to do it, which is why when the boy talks about getting the gun, she's immediately like, no, absolutely not. If you bring that around, it's going to make things too real.
Yeah.
And that is one of those things that actually is very true about when somebody loses a loved one, that suicidal ideation tends to turn more to a plan than the typical impulse.
Yeah.
It's a very short plan. It's a short time span that they end up doing it.
Yeah.
But
I like that you brought that up, because in the beginning it was impulse, but then after now there's the grief, there's guilt, then it does become a actual, like, it's persuasive, it's thoughts that you have, and then slowly you kind of like I could do this, I could do this, I could do this, and then eventually it does kind of get set, and then once you do finally have that set thing in your mind, that's how it could go. And that's really what happened, is that day when she woke up, she was done. And it was watching the video, she was just done.
Kappa.
Yo.
Are you gonna add on to that? Cause you said you were gonna yap your head off, bruh. I'm waiting for it.
What again?
I'm waiting.
You keep putting me on the spot.
I'm waiting on. I've been waiting on it, but it seems that Lynx and Hexy has to explain the ideology around the movie for the movie to actually be good. I want to hear why you have to tell me why this movie was good.
All right. So, obviously, it's been said many times.
No. I want to hear your input. Don't be like,
no. I'm getting to my input. I just don't want to be a repeative person.
A repeative?
Pete, go for it.
All right. So, like it was said, movie is about, the struggles of dealing with suicidal thoughts. I personally loved it very much for that reason, because especially with when this came out, it's a pretty serious and big topic that most people can somewhat relate to, and they know how scary it can actually be. I personally believe that they depicted kind of the levels and seriousness of how it goes, where it starts off, small, kind of unnoticeable, and then starts going up, bit by bit. In the beginning, we see her kind of just laying in bed, not wanting to get up at all, constantly looking at a video of her husband, who, as we know, is deceased in the movie. That's kind of like the little small one, you know? You're like at the beginning of depression where you kind of just don't want to do anything. And then we keep rising up where, you know, she starts getting annoyed at her kids for, say, small things. And then once she goes outside and she actually meets the woman in the yard, that's when kind of the fear and the knowledge of how she is hits, which again, it that's actually kind of what does happen for a lot of people, where they kind of know they're in this situation but don't believe it'll go that far until it finally hits them, like, oh my gosh, it's going this far. And then we continue to see that escalation, again, slowly but surely. A note that I would like to add about the woman is that I also believe that she, or at least her supernatural powers, are depicted very well, because anything that she touches dies. We see the chickens in the chicken coop, dead. We see the dog. The shadow of the woman is coming towards the dog, and then later, we don't see the dog, assume that he also has died, which I find
buried,
yeah, I find that to be a very good kind of depiction too, because when you're in this, you really don't see anything kind of good happening by your hands. All you kind of see is that you cause nothing but death and destruction. So I like that too very much.
Did you also like the part where of the lashing out and then the instant like, oh, you know, I'm sorry, and then the gift giving, like, oh, and they starts just giving the ice cream and starts like, because that's another thing that is another like thing for people to like watch out for, is if somebody is really bad and struggling with stuff like that, is they'll lash out, they'll be overly apologetic, and then they'll try to give gifts. And they'll try to give you, they'll try to please you and make you happy by giving you anything that you want.
Yes, because especially in depression, you know, those people normally want to mainly help the others, especially in this where, like, again, kind of fast forwarding to the movie where she's seeing pictures that her kids are having a better life without her. With this form of depression where it's like you care about all the people around you, but then have that thought that no, I'm not causing them nothing but misery. I do like that too, where she lashes out, she sees she's wrong, hates that she did that, and then tries to comfort them, because even though she thinks that she's doing bad, she still wants to do good and still wants them to be happy.
Yeah.
So,
There is also another thing that I want to point out that was very subtle. So there's a part in the conversation between the mom and the daughter where the daughter's asking, when are you gonna paint again? And she says, whenever I get a beautiful picture in her head. Whenever she gets a beautiful picture in her head. And one of the biggest red flags that somebody is dealing with depression is loss of interest in doing their passions. And for her, when it comes to being an artist, this is something I've struggled with very personally, is you don't want to create art because it very much reflects your state of mind. So she knows that if she creates anything in this time, it's going to be reflecting what she's going through, and it won't be a quote-unquote pretty picture. So there's not only just that lack of interest, but also that fear of my art will reflect my mental state and that'll make it too real. So she's avoiding it. And I really, really related a lot to that. And I felt like that was such a good, like, subtle representation of like what people go through.
Yeah,
Adding on to that. Oh, no, you go ahead.
No, you go. Go for it.
So adding on to that, at the very ending, right, where she like overcomes the depression and stuff, we see a painting.
Well, she doesn't overcome. She succumbs.
The other something to also note with that painting very specifically is if you see it, it's of her kids, but it's in very cool colors. And it's not in the calming blues that you get. It's more that sad blue. So it very much shows that she's still struggling with it, but she's working.
No, at the end, she dies at the end.
No.
No, she doesn't die.
Yeah, it does. The R is reversed. It's because in the other world there is everything is reversed. Like his tattoo, how she knows that he is not there is because the words are in reverse. In the end, when it goes to show the picture, it is reversed. There's also the lights turn on. The lights wouldn't turn back on because earlier in the scene on the table there is the overdue bills. She's not paying her bills. They're not going to turn the lights on. And they said that the closest house is 3 miles away. They would not make it to another house. Get them to turn on the lights. The dog that was buried wouldn't return home. And then, like I said, when she looked at the bunny, that was what sealed her fate. Is she saw the bunny? She saw that she's hurt her child. She saw that she genuinely believed they would have a better life without her. She was not being quote unquote selfish. She was being what she believed a good mother by not being there anymore. She sent them off knowing that they would never make it there and back to get to her. She genuinely believed that she was being selfless by sending them somewhere.
That actually does make more sense, because when the movie ended, I was like, I'm pretty sure she should have died.
I was expecting a gunshot.
The house was fixed up and even had a name. In the beginning of the movie,
never named it.
It was broken. The woman in the yard pointed it out that he had a lot of work to do, and it had no name. But when her kids, when her and her kids went up to the house, the bricks were laid out, it was clean, the lights came on, the dog came back.
That also explains why the kids knew about the lady in the yard.
Yes. See, I was waiting on when y'all were going to mention, okay, if she was a symbol of her depression and her lashing out, why were her kids able to see her?
That's why I was okay. Now that I know that she actually did die, because I did miss that. I saw that the name was there, and for some reason my brain was like, "Oh, it was named the whole time." I just excused it and made it okay. But now listening to that, that makes so much more sense.
Oh wow, yeah.
She did. She ended up taking
See,
her
that
life.
was one of the things that I was like, it actually would have made more sense if she did die in the end, because that was one of the issues that I had after thinking about that. I was like, no, she should have died.
No,
because we were surprised that it was a happy ending.
Well, that's it.
That's her
quote
afterlife.
Her happy ending was that she was gone.
That she was gone.
It's a very sad. It's not a happy ending. It's actually the worst ending, because she's happy that she's gone, but that's not reality anymore. It's supposed to also show you when then she's fighting with her in the attic, and how her shadow and the woman are switching places, she's being lost to her, and they're fighting back and forth on who is in control. It's also to show that she's not reliable. She is not a reliable narrator, and what's starting to go through her mind is no longer to be trusted.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do.
That's why, I don't know. It took me out of the movie a lot because it was a lot of, oh, that's why. But they don't tell you. Yeah, it's, I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
A lot of it is like, because like, again, like how you thought that there was a happy ending. No, like it's literally because they gave you hints. Like if the closest house is 3 miles away, they're not going to make it there and back and have the lights turn on when she got a bill on the counter that says, past due. Like the light, they're not going to turn the lights on because like, well, and the dog was buried. Why is the dog not covered in any dirt and coming to the house happily? And it had a name. The house was clean. It was.
Yeah.
And then again, the reflection of her painting is her true self, which was still a very depressed picture, but it was reversed because she was already gone.
I don't know. That's what really
But that's why I liked the movie.
I don't know. It was a lot of like symbolism and metaphors. Especially the attic scene, it felt very Beau is Afraid. Like it was just too much at once, and I'm like, why? Why? I'm like, okay, all right. There was so much going on for a simple premise. I don't know. They tried to make it bigger than it was, and I'm like, okay.
I think this is one of those that is very much like if you've experienced it, it's gonna hit a lot harder than somebody who may not have.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah. I actually think that's one reason why Beau is Afraid was another really good movie that I really enjoyed, was because it was one of those situations, and you said it to yourself, blah 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 blah. It's one of those things where if you've experienced anything that it's talking about, even if it's not explicitly said, you understand.
Yeah.
And so like if you don't understand it, it's not going to make sense. It's a movie made for a specific person, but I also at the same time I feel like The Woman in the Yard is more digestible because more people are probably able to identify with depression, in that sense. But not everyone's also going to, even those who deal with depression may not have gotten that far. So
Fair.
it's if you understand it, you'll kind of you'll get it. But if you really there's different levels, different layers to how much you'll understand and probably like the movie. And also and that's also the bleak ending of them dying is also what can make some people upset because if it's very weird for medium now to not kind of push a message, in a sense. So for a movie to just be like, okay, sometimes people lose, it's not telling you to do it. It's just saying sometimes people do lose.
Yeah.
And I liked that. I liked that there wasn't a happy ending because sadly, in real life, not everybody beats depression.
Right.
And I like how, in a way, it explained the thought process. Because at no point in time would you really think that the mom was being, selfish. You were understanding and, you were saying, for thought process.
Yeah, it not only does it make it shows that she's doing this out of love for her kids and the people she cares about. It also goes into that self-punishment thing. It's her fault that her kids lost their father, so it's only right if she also, And then there's also the fact of it's hard. It is a battle to get that far. It's so many people say that suicide is the easy way out, quote unquote. But this movie very much shows that going through that, getting that far is actually a fight. It's a battle. It's a very difficult process because the reality is biologically we are built to survive. So you're literally going against your biological nature to survive. And that is not an easy thing to end up doing. And I love how they portrayed that and didn't make it seem like, oh, she was just taking the easy way out.
Yeah, like because like at the end when like she's literally fighting to push the gun away from herself, but the other one was pulling it to her. She was literally fighting herself. She didn't want to. She wanted to live, but she believed that it was the right choice too. So because then it's also supposed to go like and to show you that it's not easy. It's not cowardice. It's not selfish. It's a different point of view that not everyone understands. And it's not okay. And I liked that they were showing all these signs that you wouldn't think of, because you might know somebody who shows the same signs, but you're not thinking about it because you don't understand. And I liked that it was showing it in a way for if you notice that for somebody else, you know, you're going to be like, I might need to do something, you know. That's another reason I like the movie a lot. Hard movie topic, though. I bet you weren't expecting that, blah. And welcome to the podcast, y'all. I hope you're having a good first episode.
See, okay, here's the funny thing. This is the movie that I recommended, and I didn't even know that that's what this is about. I had just seen clips of it, like little bits and pieces, and I was like, yeah, this movie just came out. Let's do it.
I saw the trailer before, and I already was like, shit, I'd watch that. That looks pretty cool.
I don't know.
You still don't like the movie?
No.
Oh my gosh.
No.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my god!
Oh my gosh.
No.
This is my Longlegs.
No.
And all right. You know what? Honestly, I feel like I would rather you not understand or dislike this movie.
Yeah.
Like, actually.
I understand what they're going with it, but I just didn't like it. I didn't like it. Well, then again, I liked Longlegs because I grew up with religious trauma, so that makes sense.
Yeah.
There's the kicker.
Well, see, then I think so. I guess that's
you know what? Yeah. You're right, Kappa. My tuber is a devil just because I like the aesthetic. Yeah, you're right. Absolutely correct.
I love how that was new knowledge to Kappa. That's great.
You're right, Kappa. My bad. I'll try to show it more often.
Oh my god!
And it's not like I was like, and you know, one of my favorite bits, because it pisses me off, is because it's the Book of Revelation. Oh, my bad, Kappa.
You know I don't see those. You know my brain doesn't see those things.
But you can call out every bit of metaphor and symbolism in the woman in the yard, but when it's directly in your face, you're blind.
Because again, what Lick said, symbolism that can be seen by people who have experienced it.
Oh, yeah. You're right.
So
it's not like
like Longlegs for the same reason we liked Woman in the Yard.
Oh, yeah. It's not like on my starting screen I have like the Star of Bethlehem, you know.
I'm sitting here like I like Longlegs and A Woman in the Yard. Guys, I'm cooked. No, fuck.
First from the beginning.
Oh no.
Oh god. All right, we need it. What is everybody's rating? Because we already know Beleth is like a 2, so.
It's not a 2. It's all right. It's for me. It was a 5. It's not enough for me to watch it again.
Wow.
Okay.
I give a 6, and he goes ballistics.
Yeah.
Because he really liked that movie, man. All right.
And I really liked this one. And
Listen,
it
okay.
longer than mine. fine.
Listen, okay? I liked it as much as I liked Willard. And
I don't know what that is, but okay.
I thought Willard was okay, but I
Movie
would
about
watch
a
it
guy
again.
with rats.
Yeah.
Wow. I'd give this an 8.
I'm giving it a 9.
Fuck
9?
you. My
The
ass.
fuck?
I'm also gonna give it an 8.
Alright, let's see.
So we got
That's
3
a
high
7.
ratings. Yeah,
Let's
3
see.
high ratings and then
9.
blah blah blah.
And then a rating that
5.
is that doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. It's an 8. 8 all around.
Doesn't count. Doesn't
Yeah,
count.
doesn't count. Doesn't count. Overall rating is clearly at least like an 8.5.
Nope, it's a
It's an
7.3.
So we
No.
literally, so basically both movies are at the same level. That is what's
I
happened
can't
between
accept
the four of us.
that. Nope, I cannot accept that.
Yep.
No, I can't accept that either. It's better than.
It is so much better than Longlegs.
Why Longlegs got a 7?
Would you say this one was gonna be rounded out too?
No, I did the calculation.
They're both
it's a 7.3.
7.3.
Yeah.
There's no way that they're on the same level.
No,
There's no.
no, this looks
Okay.
10 times better.
Oh well. I'm sorry.
Right.
No. We
I
were being
bet-
generous. No, we were being
Not fair.
I don't care. I do not care.
No, so, okay. Oh, you don't do the thing. Then do the math. Oh no! Because the reason the other one got the
Bless.
score it got. Yeah.
Beleth, what did you give Longlegs? You gave it an 8, didn't you?
No.
What did you give Longlegs?
The total is
No,
a
you
7.
gave late. You.
No, what was the rating you personally
Oh.
gave Longlegs?
8.
Okay.
It was 8776.
8776.
Okay. So Longlegs was given an absolute rating of 7 across the board.
Yep.
He's right. We gave, with everybody's total, Woman in the Yard is a 7.3. So it's just a touch above.
I can't accept that.
I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit.
Well,
man.
then to be fair, let's give it a 7.5.
Nope.
We are
No.
1.
No.
You are 1. We are 3.
Nope.
We are. This is.
We all
Oh.
gave it a
No.
very high ranking. You were the
No.
only one who gave it that low of a ranking.
Oh well. Oh well, buddy.
I was
buddy.
generous with Longlegs. I gave it that a 5.
well, buddy.
Yeah, change it. Change your rating.
No.
Change your rating. See what the new Longlegs score is.
I'm giving Longlegs a 5
No.
now.
No, I don't care.
No, that's not
I
how
don't
this
care.
works.
That's not how this
That's
works.
not how
This
this
is
works.
this is my show. Fuck you.
Look, man, I'm okay with an Indigo with a 7.3. There were some parts of it that I'm like, this could have been better. But, yeah, I'm okay with this. I'm okay with this. It was still a really good movie, in my opinion. But, like, overall score, everybody has their differences in opinion.
Okay. So now we have to figure out what the next movie's gonna be.
I would like to give a
No.
recommendation.
No,
Oh, okay.
because you don't know
Right
your
away.
movies. You've
We're not
already
watching the
shown this.
Joker.
I wasn't gonna say the Joker. I thought I told you what it was gonna be.
No.
No, did you?
I think so.
I don't think so.
You've already shown that you think the Joker is a psychological horror, and I don't want any of your recommendations.
Okay. I want to know what his recommendation is. We don't have to take it, but
yeah.
what is his recommendation? I'm curious.
It was gonna be 9.
9?
No. No.
Hey,
No.
hey,
No.
you know how horrifying that was when I was watching it.
Get out.
Oh, is that? Are we
Yeah.
talking about the ragdoll?
The sack
Yeah, the
movie.
puppet ones.
No.
I
Wait, the 2009 one?
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
It was
I watched it when
released
I was a
on
kid.
9909, and it's the...
Sir, I said
That is a horror movie.
I said
that
a
is
horror
a horror movie.
Fuck
That
off.
is a horror movie.
Fuck off.
What do you mean? Fuck off.
Wait,
That traumatized me as a kid.
I don't
The
give
cute
a
puppet
movie? The cute puppet movie.
This movie is listed as a sci-fi fantasy movie. It is not a horror.
So cute.
You know what?
Cute. I watched that when I was little, and I was like, I like this.
It is a fucked movie for kids to watch, I will say that.
Listen.
Yes.
Chat. This is Kappa has proven on his own accord, on his own terms, that he does not know what a horror movie looks like.
What is the next movie you're gonna give out? That's a horror movie. Frankenweenie.
Frankenweenie, no.
No, it was totally gonna be The Corpse Bride.
Tell me
You
your
know,
joke.
just
Hold on.
That was a joke.
Just because Tim Burton has spooky aesthetic doesn't make it a horror movie. Come on, Kappa. All right. We are torturing this man with actual horror movies.
To be fair, he does brutally murder her in the woods. And does try to murder more people.
I mean, yeah, but no. No.
You had one shot, one opportunity to give us a really terrifying movie, and you were like 9 with your whole chest, 10 toes on the ground.
What's funny is I rewatched that movie like 100 fucking times as a teenager, and when you said that, my brain did not think of that because we were talking about horror movies.
Fine for me! I was scared shitless every time I watched it!
You know what?
No.
You know what?
We need to traumatize this boy. This is you're squishy. You're squishy.
Okay, you know what?
Watch horror movies when I was
You know what? You're right. The next movies we're gonna see Hotel Transylvania and The Haunted Mansion. That'll really scare the socks off this man.
Haunted Mansion might actually be scary just because of the CGI. The weird rules of CGI. No, I'm leaving. Okay, what are the actual movies we're watching?
What are the actual movies?
What are we actually watching?
He's
Like,
broken. Should we just watch 9? He sounds sad.
he sounds so sad. Oh man. Oh, this is great. I love this. Alright. Okay. Fucking Lynx, what is you know what? Hexy, what's the first movie we're watching?
Have you guys already done Midsummer on the podcast?
No, but we've seen it. So it's not really like a fresh review.
I have not seen it.
Then you know
I
what?
have not seen
Then you know
it.
what? I want to hear y'all's take on it, so you'll watch Midsommar.
Okay, so because I know that he hasn't watched it and I haven't watched it, so you'll at least get 2 fresh takes on it.
There you go. And hold on. If you come in and you tell me Midsommar was ass and The Woman in the Yard is better, I will find out where you live. I will kick your door in and beat you up. I will live stream it to your Kick channel of you getting your ass whooped.
Could I give an actual recommendation? Like, I promise this is an actual recommendation.
We are not gonna watch Scooby-Doo Zombie Island, okay?
I was gonna say The Children of the Cornfield.
The Children of the Cornfield?
Or Kids of the Cornfield? I don't remember.
Child.
You mean kids? The
Yeah,
Children of the Corn?
Child of the Corn. It's
yeah,
Child of the Corn by the Stephen King one.
Yeah.
Have I seen this movie?
The old one or the new one? very different experiences.
Yeah.
Probably the new one.
You're an asshole.
Oh,
I hate you. You know what? No, Lynx and I have seen both of them. First off, you're a dick. That's like
I haven't seen either of them.
that's like
I haven't seen either of them.
that's like purposely telling me to go watch the grunge sequels than the actual grunge itself.
oh
First off,
God.
I haven't seen either of them. Second off, I've heard that movie is scary as all hell.
What? Who said that?
Yeah, who said that? Which
You
one?
go to like a playground,
Okay.
and then like,
I heard it from a freaking like 30-year-old man.
Okay, hold on. The only thing scary about that movie is probably the costume design. That's about it. That's it.
My recommendations to myself.
no, you know what? No. You've done this to yourself. You've done this to yourself. We're watching.
Okay, I will say, I'm glad he didn't say something like escape room. Just gonna say.
You hear like him erasing.
Hey, at least I didn't say like any of the Saw movies.
First off,
Yeah.
you shut the fuck up about Saw. I have all of them. I have all of them.
Oh God!
I just
So
said
you
they're
know
not
what,
really
Joey?
horror movies.
No,
The
100%. Hold on, 100%. They are terrible movies. I am not going to like glaze them saying they are the best horror movie ever. No, these movies are ass. I watch them for the gore kills. And like, first off, real quick, I have a rant real quick. For the people that said that Spiral and the new Saw movies have gotten too political, fuck you. They've always been political.
That's the whole point.
That's the whole point of Saw. But like, still, no, these movies suck. The story is confusing, even as someone that's watched them on repeat. There's times where I'm like, oh, on my 19th watch, I'm like, that makes a lot more sense than what I thought it was.
Oh man.
But you already know. You want to give these recommendations? We're gonna make you sit with them. We're watching. You watch Children of the Corn, the new one.
The new one.
Child of the Corn, the new one. Okay. Are we actually doing that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay.
Can I opt out of this one?
Nope.
Wait, when did it come out? Hold on.
Next week it's just me and Blyla sitting like with our legs crossed and our hands on our knees, just waiting to hear your opinion.
Yeah, we're just gonna be we're just gonna be sitting there like just staring at Kappa. I do the intro and then we all turn to Kappa. Kappa, what did you think of Midsommar? I didn't like it. And then you're just gonna.
I thought Woman of the Yard was better.
If you say, okay, genuinely, even though Lynx liked Woman in the Yard, if you tell us that Midsommar wasn't as good as The Woman in the Yard, you're gonna get boned.
I would have very strong words. I would write a letter.
All right. Okay, so now I'm excited to see this movie, guys.
You're gonna dive head first into A24, which I will say A24 are the masters of psychological horrors, and I will not take any questions.
I just love you're gonna literally have to dig through a pile of turds just to find a diamond, because that's the two movies that you have you have picked out. You have picked out a diamond and an old dog turd. That is the two.
Now, the order of which that you watch these are gonna determine your scoring. If you watch Children of the Corn first, and then you're already upset, and you watch Midsommar, you're gonna rate it low, and we're gonna beat you up.
No, we're gonna watch Midsommar first, because again, Kappa, we're watching these together. This is how this is gonna work from now on.
I know.
You also said you don't like watching movies on your own, so you're stuck with me now.
Yay,
But-
I have a movie, buddy.
Wow, way to sound so enthusiastic. All right, so
Yeah.
it's confirmed Kappa does not like me. All right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Beef
Yeah.
already.
Yeah. 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 Yeah.
Are you gonna say that I'm aggressive and unapproachable too?
Wow, way to bring that back. That's hilarious. Also, I cheated. I'm not even gonna lie. So Fabi and I, Lynx has been wanting me to watch this movie for a bit, and I kind of cheated because Fabi and I saw this movie on our own. We saw Talk to Me. The one about the hand. You were talking about it when it came out, and you said you wanted to check it out for the podcast. So that's probably gonna be the week after.
I watched it. All I'll say is it's good, but don't look at the hype because the hype is gonna make you think it's better than it is.
No.
Just watch it and be like, okay.
Honestly, okay. I think that's why I was upset with The Woman in the Yard, because it was so like hyped. And I'm just like, I don't see it. Along with Longlegs, yes, it's hyped up to be like the scariest movie of the decade. And I saw so many people saying that when I checked the reviews afterwards. And I'm like, it's good. It's not that good. Like I'm a sucker for Nick Cage, okay? But even I could tell you a lot of his movies when he was like in debt, what an ass. Like, it was dog shit. But this movie,
Not Mandy.
Oh my fucking god, I love Mandy so much. Oh.
But that's Talk to Me. Talk to Me it's very like it's without being a spoiler. It's for me. If you don't watch any of the hype stuff, it's a movie you could put on in the background and you're like, okay. You're like, if you catch some glimpse of it, you'll be interested, but you not need to know anything.
Yeah. If it's on, I'll watch it. That's how I feel about it.
Yeah. You're not gonna watch it again, but if you see it come on, you won't change the channel unless you know there's something else you want to watch.
Exactly. If there's nothing else on, I'll watch it. But yeah.
Yeah. Movies that I want to watch, but now I feel like I can't say them.
No, go for it. It's gonna happen.
This is what the podcast is for.
You do understand at some point in time we're gonna force you to watch Tusk as well. So.
Oh yeah.
I can already tell you the rating I'm gonna give that.
Oh, we know what it is, but guess what? We have some really good movies like on our past list, and I'll even share it with you. I just won't give you editing rights because I know your bitch ass is going to like erase some of the ratings. The Voices with Ryan Reynolds. That one was a choice that Lynx made.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can't expect that to be a good movie since you said Ryan Reynolds.
Another one that we saw that really traumatized us, and not in a good way.
I loved it. I wanted to rate it higher, but he's a boo-boo baby, cry-baby man.
No,
I know what you're gonna say.
Yeah. Incident
Rate
in
it
the
higher.
Ghostland.
Rate it higher, coward.
No.
Rate it higher, coward.
So, it was basically a rape movie, but that's all it had to bank on.
Yeah.
Was rape.
Oh.
It was a big...
It's kind of worse than that too, because it's basically home invasion. The one adult in the situation. I don't want to spoil it. Yeah, gets got basically. It's. I don't want to. You watch it.
Don't watch it.
Watch it.
Don't watch it, please.
I think it's a good movie. It's just really hard to sit through.
Yeah, we all know anime. I know anime to an extent, but it's pretty much if you took an Ugly Bastard anime and turned it into a movie. This is what this movie is.
No, don't worry. There's a whole section that's not good where you think they grew up, and then you're like, oh wait, no.
And then we're back to
grow
Ugly
up.
Bastard. Yeah.
Yeah. It's you think there's a flash forward, and it turns out no.
No.
That is called disassociation.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's a hard movie to. It's a movie that you it's a good movie, but it's so hard to watch. You don't want to recommend it, but at the same time, if you actually my only major issue with it is that there was times where, even though there was a lot of stuff that made genuine sense, that was actually really good and very accurate, it's still such a heavy subject that it did at times feel like they played for shock factor.
Yeah.
So some things didn't feel like they were actually handled with respect.
Yeah.
Is one issue. But another thing is the subject is so serious, so intense that can you show it respectfully? The answer was no.
Yeah.
And how he treated the main actress for that type of movie in general was not okay.
The horror didn't stop with the movie the entire time. I'm sitting there. Like, you ever see that meme of that guy from Little Big Planet where he's just like, and he just like looks at the camera like with this mouth agape? Yeah, that's the entire movie. But if you look,
gonna be like,
if you look behind the scenes, oh my god,
it's shockingly worse.
Shockingly worse.
Because it's like, oh, we're gonna do this portrayal, so the subject's already bad, right? But at the end of the day, it's not real. It's a real situation, but it's not real. It's it's in a studio. No matter how gross it is, it's fake. But how he treated the actress specifically was not.
No.
I'll just say she walked out of there with some new scars. Is all I'll say.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
It kind of makes the thing. You know how like The Exorcist.
All right.
Yeah. So you know how The Exorcist, that movie like broke that lady's body. This kind of scarred this lady's body and broke her spirit. So it's a difficult watch for multiple reasons.
Oh yeah.
If you go in knowing what the actress went through, it's double bad.
It's double bad. It's so bad.
But it's a good movie. If you can look past how they did handle it. If you can get over the fact that they are not treating some things fully respectfully for shock value, it is good because there is a lot of details that they have that are actually accurate and relatable if you're in a similar situation that you would understand, if that makes sense. But don't watch it unless you are okay with being upset.
Yes. Yeah, it's a very uncomfy watch. Anyway.
Yeah.
But that's what you have to look forward to, Kappa. We're gonna have you watch the good movies, the bad movies, the shit movies, and the ones that you wish you never saw to begin with.
Yeah.
You're gonna learn to appreciate mid-movies.
Yeah, you're gonna learn to... Okay, that's another thing. If a movie is mid here on this podcast, it's a good movie. Longlegs, even though you gave it a 6... it's a good movie. Woman in the Yard, still a good movie because it was mid. Now, if anything is below a 4 collectively, you're gonna question it. Why did we give it a 4? You're like, oh, that's why I was given a 4.
Yeah, you're gonna quickly understand the rating system, and wow, these movies don't really feel comparable, but they're both a 9. You'll see why.
Exactly. That's why you're like, sure, you can argue up and down Woman in the Yard better than Longlegs. That's not going to change that it was a good rating. It's fine. It's a good first time watch. But if it's highlighted in red, no, don't do it. Please. Like, good thing that you didn't show up for the prophecy.
I need
oh my
to
god,
know
I
what...
would have given that a extremely terrible rating because I fell asleep during it.
Oh, because we gave it a 4.
Oh, that was... it was just a movie. I wouldn't even classify it as a horror movie. It was just a movie.
It was a movie, but the depiction of the devil really, like, bumped it up, like, a grade, because I love the way they portrayed Viggo Mortensen as the devil. Anyway, The Passenger, because Lynx wanted me to watch that. Lynx... Passenger was okay.
I liked it.
It was okay.
Yeah. It was good.
I see what they were going for, but there was a lot of filler to get there.
It also wasn't a horror movie. That's the
No.
other thing. It was a suspense movie, not a horror movie.
It tried to be a horror movie, and I could see why people call it a horror movie because the situation itself was unnerving. But I mean, it was just it was alright.
Yeah, there was a lot of. I think the main reason that I liked it so much is one, I'm a Colin Gardner, like a hardcore fan, but also I guess I really love it when in movies where the antagonist, you don't know what their motivations are completely. Like you know something is up, but you don't fully know. And I think I appreciate that a lot because sometimes while I do like it for some movies, I don't like how everything. A lot of movies like to try too hard to make you like or understand the villain. Sometimes I want the villain to be so bad or just so like nothing about them makes sense to you. I like that. I like the idea of this guy just sucks and there is a reason. He's not just this way. There's a reason. You just don't know it.
Yeah. Unless you piece it together, because they're not going to tell you.
Yeah. Yeah.
I pieced it together.
I'm so happy.
I actually got into that.
You know, Kappa, I'm so happy that you caught the symbolism of the passenger and the woman in the yard, but you're still shocked at my
I swear to God. I swear to God, man. I swear to God, man. God damn you.
God, you suck at this.
You invited me here.
Yeah.
Wait, there's another movie that I actually, before I forget, I might have to go through my history to try to find it, but I can't really remember the name.
We'll add it because I know for a fact that we're probably, like, you and I are probably gonna watch maybe like 30 minutes of the new Children of the Corn, and we're just gonna be like, all right, this movie sucks.
I mean, I already know, and I forced myself to. I don't want to talk about it anymore. I already experienced the hurt.
Okay, hold on. So Ninja brought up Hell House. Hell House. I want to do Hell House so bad. I think there's 3 or 4 of them.
I think there's 4.
So. They are.
There might be 5 actually. They keep making them.
Okay, all right, that's a bit much. Okay,
they just get worse.
The first 3, I accept those first 3. They're okay to watch. The haunted house one, the Halloween haunted house one was the best one. It was one of those movies that you feel like it was a documentary gone wrong, along with like Grave Encounters. And then it gets into the ridiculousness of it, and you're like, oh, okay, yeah, no, this is a movie. This isn't like an actual documentary. But yeah, there's times where I forgot it was a found footage movie.
Oh, okay, so this movie that I thought was really good, I wouldn't necessarily call it a horror, more of a psychological suspense. I don't know if you've seen it already, but one that I would recommend, and maybe at some point in time we could watch it, because, like, again, it's not necessarily a horror movie, but called The Strange Darling. Came out in 2023.
In 2023?
Strange Darling. Don't look up anything about it, because it's one of those movies that is really, really good if you don't go into it with any expectations.
Yeah.
To me, this is an example of a very good mid movie that you would just enjoy. Yeah, very fresh perspective. But like I said, it's not. Some would consider it a horror movie. I wouldn't consider it a horror movie. Like I said, I think it's more of a suspense movie, but and even saying psychological is a bit, but you know, there's things about it that aren't good, that are not good, but there's other parts that I do think are good. I think it's worth a watch.
Yeah. Hold on.
What about above, as above, so below?
This one is a interesting one because I can understand why people don't like it. But then again, I enjoy it. I enjoy it, but I'm not going to advocate for it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's not one... If y'all want like a horror movie to watch, As Above, So Below would not be like the first pick.
I needed a minute, so I was like, I know that movie. I went and I looked up. Yeah, I just actually rewatched the thing on it recently. I liked it. I feel like it does what it wanted, and I feel like for its time, it's unique. And they actually do a lot of practical stunts in that, and they actually filmed that in actual catacombs.
Yeah, they did. And
so there's a lot to it. That's cool.
I saw a thing in there, me and another person were talking about As Above, So Below, and they were like, I cannot sit here and tell you how much I hate that movie. I'm like, I mean, it's fair. I mean, it's not for everybody. And they're like, there are people that live in the catacombs, and that movie just only encouraged people to go in there. I'm like, people live in the catacombs? Why would you do that?
They shouldn't.
They should.
Yeah, that sounds like. Oh yes, welcome to my humble abode. Here's my skull fridge.
Literally, they were just like,
where's your bathroom? Oh, it's next to
everywhere.
The skull door.
It's Jerry. His mouth is open wide.
I'm like, I don't know about you, but it highly encouraged me not to go.
Right.
Fucking
So okay, wait. There's a horror movie that I saw. I want to say around the same time that I saw As Above, So Below, which was I want to say like 2017 that I watched it. So it was the only thing I remember is it's this premise of like vines growing in people.
Oh, I know. Where they go to that like temple.
It's like a temple curse or something.
Yeah. And if you go in there, you can't leave because it won't let you. And so they basically are. God, what is
Do
it
you
called?
know what that movie is called?
Yeah. Shoot, what is it? What was it? Because I know the movie you're talking about. Because that movie, it scared me when I saw that.
Someone just outside just yelled, "Are you talking about the MLM?" Like, sorry. Anyways, what is that movie?
The Ruins.
The Ruins?
It's a 2008 movie, I believe.
Yeah, that's the movie I'm thinking of. I have been trying to figure out what the fuck this movie is because the only thing I can remember is them being like on top of this temple or something, and there's vines growing in people, and I'm like, what the fuck movie is this?
Yeah, it was, because I think it was like some sacrificial, like, cursed, like, altar, and no one's allowed near it, but the tourists go, and they, like, go into it, and then, like, obviously, they don't like that, and then to not make the gods mad, the people won't let them leave it, because they'll kill them, but because the gods don't like them being there, they, kill them in some very brutal ways, yes, involving vines.
Right,
oh,
yeah, was that a good movie or was that a bad movie? Because I literally only remember the vines.
Why are you asking? Like, Lynx, what was that a good movie? Lynx is just like,
because I don't remember, but it's like that specific scene is scarred in my brain, and I'm like, do I have a specific scene from a shitty movie stuck in my head?
That is so possible because sometimes a very bad movie can still have like scenes in it that just like mess you up for some reason. Like there's an example. There's this one horrible movie. I mean, it's a bad movie.
9?
Was it? It's no. No, it was
9.
It was the Rob Zombie 47.
31.
Was it 30? Was that what it was? 30.
Yeah.
It was some number. Where there was that game or whatever, and you go, then they put the little thing on the little bets on you, like who's gonna win.
Yeah.
And there was like 2 specific scenes in that movie that messed me up for some reason, and I have no idea why. Was one of the scenes was when one of their friends died, and then like they're like, okay, well, we'll treat you to a feast or whatever, and then they realize that the food that they're eating was made out of their friend.
Oh, that's a Rocky Picture Horror Show.
Well, I actually haven't seen Rocky Horror.
Okay, well, it's not a horror movie. I can tell you that for sure. It's a rock opera.
I've actually never watched it.
You know what? That's gonna be the last movie. Rocky Horror. Now, okay, I'm going to say this. It's not really a movie that you'd have to pay attention to. It's just like a fun little 70s rock movie. It's a blast. You're gonna have fun watching it. I love this movie. I love
Is it
so
like
much.
one of those like fun like movies that what is it?
like-
The generic opera? What Repo? The
Yes,
genetic
yeah.
opera?
Yeah,
Is it like that?
yeah.
I
Yeah.
hated the daughter. I loved the dad so much.
Yeah.
I hated the daughter.
I
was like, oh, you're the worst.
Yeah. It has Tim Curry in it, and that's all you need to know. This was actually, he did it, though. This was after he did it, so you gotta put in perspective. This man just got done being the nightmare of, like, every kid's
forgot about
dream
that.
at the time.
Yeah.
And then he did
And then
Rocky Picture Horror Show. So-
Well, you also gotta remember.
God. Why does
You
that
gotta-
make it so much better, actually? Oh,
What?
God.
I mean, Tu Wong Fu, the guy who did Blade,
Oh,
he
never
was
mind.
in that movie.
Yeah. Never mind. Actually, hold on. So it came out in 1990. I think this was after. Yeah, 75. No, this was after. Rocky Horror
dang it.
came before, so he was the sweet transvestite of Transylvania to the thing of everyone's nightmares.
Which is still hilarious, but
Yeah.
not as funny.
Not as funny, but it's funny enough to where they're like, oh my god, I love Tim Curry. They're just like, ah.
Oh no, this is not what I was expecting. Where's the lulz?
Yeah. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Anyway, so we're gonna sit through, unfortunately, Children of the Corn 2020. And then we're gonna do Midsommar. And then Rocky Horror.
3. You know what? That's fair because since I already watched the other 2, that gives me a new movie to watch.
Exactly. I've seen all of these, but yes.
At least Rocky Horror is one that I have actually seen and am more than happy to watch again.
Watch. Kappa's gonna come in, doing like the sad ooh fingers, and she's like, I didn't like it. I don't want to do the time warp again.
Have you guys seen the Vivid?
deal with this again.
We'll
Oh,
see. I'm
well,
just
you watched The Bitch, didn't you?
The Vitch,
The
yeah,
The Bitch?
the Vavitch.
The Bitch?
Isn't it actually just called The Witch?
Yeah, it's called The Witch.
It is, but they use 2 V's, I guess, to be unique or whatever.
Yeah, it's called
But-
The Witch, and it's a psychological horror. Kappa wouldn't understand it.
But it's religious?
Let's give him another chance with Midsummer. If he comes back saying Midsummer is a bad movie, alright, then we know. Okay.
Then we know that he's not. He lied to us, and he thinks Joker is the best psychological horror.
Well, then you already know my next of the next week. So not next week, but the week after. The
Which-
Bitch.
The
I'm
Bitch.
calling it The Bitch. I'm
The
calling it
Bitch.
The Bitch.
The Bitch.
The
Then,
Bitch.
then if we're doing that, we have to do a star. No, Beau Was Afraid was the same director. Hold on, no, because a Starry did something else. Ari something. Hold on, director of The Witch.
Bitch.
The Witch. Robert Eggers. He did another movie that just came out. Oh, he did Nosferatu. If you haven't seen Nosferatu,
I haven't seen it.
So, if you've read Bram Stoker, you're gonna like it. If you've never read Bram Stoker's Dracula, you're not gonna like it. And I stand by that because what people think Dracula was not the original idea of Dracula. Okay.
Yeah, we made him sexy.
Yeah, for some reason, like y'all turned to, I want to suck your blood. No, he was
suck your dick. I mean blood.
He was just a man that wanted real estate, and he just like tortured the real estate agent forever. Oh, that's it.
Yeah,
that's it. But Nosferatu is basically the movie that we should have gotten with Bram Stoker's book. But The Lighthouse, that one's a good one.
Good one.
So then we're gonna watch The Witch, and why not? Let's just do Nosferatu then.
Alright.
Because the Pope's Exorcist is meanie as fuck. And I've already heard from a little birdie named Fab that you've already seen it.
Vent.
Vent?
I've never seen The Pope's Exorcist.
No.
Why don't I believe you?
I never have. That's why I was saying it, because I've wanted to watch it.
Then, I mean, watch it. It's not really scary, though. It's just meanie.
Look at us being so productive, getting 2 weeks of movies.
Exactly. If you liked Midsommar, we might watch Hereditary afterwards.
I do have to say, I didn't like the last 15 minutes of Hereditary.
The last 15 minutes does drag on,
Okay,
and I will admit
so
that.
I didn't like the last 15 minutes the first time I watched it, but the second time I watched it, it wasn't that bad.
Yeah.
Like, that's fair.
Yeah.
I just didn't like the tonal shift, I think it was. Because I just felt like the beginning was...
It was very
beautifully.
abrupt.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like...
I think the moment the wall skittering happened, I was like, okay, hey, we've changed genres.
Yeah. Kind of did, but I feel like the movie had to wrap up like fast, like they were cut on movie like filming time, so they're like, all right, we gotta keep it going, we gotta go.
Make a trilogy. I want a new
Hereditary trilogy.
Oh God. Yeah, I wanna see the prequels. I wanna be with that granny.
Fucking literally. There is one I want to see again because I fucking love it so much. But it's a series, but it's like a short, not a short series. I'm gonna take that back because it's like a season. Is The Haunting of Hill House. I fucking love that series, and I will stand by it. I will stand by it. It went through drug addiction to loss to grief to... Yeah, it was...
Didn't we watch that one together?
I think so. It's fantastic. Huh.
Since you like Longlegs, I think you would like... I don't know if you've seen it. It's an older movie. The Black Coat's Daughter.
I've seen it, yeah.
Good movie.
It's a good movie. But, yeah. But I'm excited. We will open up next week's show with Kappa's reaction. In fact, Midsommar will be the first movie we talk about, and then we're all gonna look at Kappa.
It's gonna be the first one we watch.
Yeah. It's just gonna be, I'm your host, Bullet the Devil, and Kappa. What did you think of Midsommar?
And to prove you were paying attention, I want an actual
notes.
essay on Children of the Corn. You better tell me you didn't fall asleep.
I hope you guys realize that you're also putting me through Children of the Corn.
No,
Oh,
he
yeah.
put you through Children
Yeah.
of the Corn.
It's all
he did
him.
it to you.
All him. You did this. You did this.
You.
We're gonna get done with Children of the Corn, and I'm just gonna sit there and be like,
Hey, are you happy? Are you happy with yourself? This man tuned us out. He's just like, I'm getting bullied.
Let's get food.
Oh,
boy.
wow. Okay.
Wow.
Don't worry. Hold on. We will recap. Next week, it's going to be I'm your host, Beleth the Devil, and Kappa, what did you think of Midsommar? And that's going to open us up. And if you say that it's bad, we will just say that you made us suffer through Children of the Corn. And he's the ultimate troll, which I know would probably be like in your notes would be, I thought Children of the Corn is better than Midsommar.
Yeah. I was thinking, just do that.
Yeah. I know.
Okay, well, actually, I will say this because you haven't. Okay, so let's get this clear. Even though the original Children of the Corn is a cult classic, it's not necessarily a cult classic because it's good. I will say that. So for this to make the first one, which if you do watch it, you'd be like, look really good.
No, there's the Children of the Corn 2020 didn't even look good. You can watch the trailer this instant, and you're gonna look at yourself in the mirror and be like, "Wow, I fucked up."
You're gonna like look in a mirror and be like, "You did this. You did this."
You did
all right,
this.
Kappa, you need to send me your schedule. We're doing it.
We're
Probably gonna be the same as last week.
It's gonna be the we're gonna get a message in the group chat like, can we just watch the Joker? I'm sorry.
I just really want to watch 9 again, so like, please.
I can't with you. Can we watch 9? You said it so confidently too.
Traumatized me as a kid.
Oh man, I can't believe John C. Reilly traumatized you. This is the same guy that made fart jokes in Step Brothers.
The guy that just decided, hey, this dude pretty much took his entire soul and put it in dolls. All those dolls get murdered.
Oh, you're right. Then that means Chicken Run, a horror movie too.
I'm leaving. I'm done. Podcast over. Exiting. No, I can't.
Well, with that logic,
I hate everything.
It was
I
also
hate
the
everything.
post-apocalyptic scenery. All right.
oh, you're right.
You know what's a horror? You know what is a horror? Hoodwinked.
You're right. Absolutely. I'm just saying that dynamite scene when they were in that rail car, terrifying.
All right, man. All right. All right. All right.
I'm dead, bro. Howl's Moving Castle. That's gonna be the scariest movie of the week. That's what we're
I
gonna.
will say when I was little, Spirited Away did scare the crap out of me the first watch.
Then
Yeah, I was about to say, out of all of the all of those movies, Spirited Away is the one that's a little bit more like scary. Just that first scene of them turning into pigs, and you're just like, what the absolute fuck am I watching?
If you want pure pain, Grave of the Fireflies.
Oh yeah,
Pain.
yeah.
yeah.
The starting out the mom's crispy bandaged body before she dies.
I love that crispy bandaged body.
I mean, she's not wrong.
Also, the funny thing is, Lynx, the funny thing is, we've been going on for 11 episodes, and not once do we get a comment asking for the Serbian film. I call that a win.
You know what? That's fair.
I call that a win. Like, you think that's scary? Put it on a Serbian film. Fuck you.
What?
Okay, a Serbian film is just murder porn for shock value.
Yeah.
Oh.
I believe there's a scene where this woman, still alive, mind you, there's a woman that gets a stake up her ass and out her mouth, and she's like dying right then and there, and it's just like, I see. Yeah. This is a
nice
movie.
Vlad the Impaler treatment.
Pretty much.
Alrighty then.
Yeah.
It makes the old stories of Vlad seem very classy.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just, like, if you took Saw but added like a native tribe doing the things out of like wood and sticks and stones, and yeah. Yeah. But like it unlike Saw, it takes itself very, 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 very seriously.
Yeah. It was like the people that made the ABCs of Death. It was like, what if we were like, we could do that but better?
Exactly.
You're like, you
What
failed.
the heck is ABCs of Death?
A movie you shouldn't watch.
Fair enough.
Old.
You're too innocent. We're not gonna give you the deep cuts yet.
What do you mean I'm too innocent?
Forged in fire. One day you will get to Cannibal
Sir.
Holocaust, but until then you will dip your feet with the Midsommar.
Sir, your first movie. Okay, Lynx's first pick of this podcast was The Ritual. No, it was The Ritual.
Was it The Ritual?
Yeah, it was The Ritual, and then it was The Voices.
Hey, but the ritual wasn't too bad.
No, The Ritual wasn't too bad.
I
Yours,
like it.
yours 9.
Alright, man.
Yeah.
At least mine was Woman in the Yard.
Yeah, at least it was an idea of a horror movie. You were like, let's watch 9. Let's watch 9. And then was Nightmares when it came out.
Would you rather me say Willy's Wonderland?
Yes. 1000% Willy's Wonderland.
Oh.
Oh.
Future idea? Question mark?
No, I've already seen it like 6 times already.
Oh, I have to.
I've seen it 6 times. It's fantastic. I love it. But like,
It is.
no.
Don't worry. The arcade thing was all improv.
Yeah, it was all improv and it's hilarious. But it's not even a horror movie. I feel like it was just a bash at Five Nights at Freddy's. I feel like the director really hated Five Nights at Freddy's.
No, it definitely was, but the fact that they got Nick Cage in it and he doesn't speak a single line.
Yes, and that goes to show you that Nick Cage is one of the best.
I think it actually technically is considered a new genre of horror, mascot horror.
Really?
Yeah, it's
They
new.
call it
Like a
horror
mascot
action.
slasher.
When you look it up, it says horror action. I've not seen this movie, so
Yeah.
Well, then you're gonna have to watch
Apparently,
it on your own.
mascot horror is a new, in the past like 5, 6-ish years,
so
is a new genre.
So you're
Same
telling
with like
me.
Banana Split.
So you're telling me, okay, Lynxy Poo is telling me that Willy's Wonderland is the reason for the Pooniverse?
Oh my god.
No!
The way your eyes like.
when you look up mascot horror, the only movies that pop up are Willy's Wonderland and something called Varsity Blood
What?
from
Then-
2014.
And then also Banana Splits, if you haven't seen that one.
Also,
Well, no, these are just the 2 movies that pop up when you literally Google mascot
yeah.
horror movies.
There's also that one movie based on the animatronic band from Disney or something, or like a.
oh,
I don't remember the name of them.
also Lynxy Poo. I found a Blu-ray player that attaches to my computer via USB, so we can watch Camp Blood.
Oh God. Okay.
I've shown this to Hexy of my prized possession. It's like, okay, Kappa, I have to tell you this because I've never told you this.
Oh yeah.
So Camp Blood is a series of horror movies that basically this dude took a camcorder from like the 90s, grabbed a bunch of his buddies, went to Spirit Halloween, grabbed as many things as they can, including a clown mask, went to like this river woodsy area and shot a movie, and then many sequels afterwards.
You know what?
I'm just.
I can give respect to that.
I'm gonna send this in the chat. This is their. This is the image for Camp Blood.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. It is, and on the website you can get the box set, and if you get the box set, right, the director signs it on the lid, but the thing is, it's not even an official signature, it's just like squiggles. And it's my favorite thing that I own. I'm not even gonna lie. Fabi got it for me one year for my birthday, and we sat there and we watched all of them, and she groaned the entire time.
We should
That's
all
hilarious.
together. We should all together
Oh my
at least
God.
watch the first movie all together.
We have to. We have to.
That sounds like fun.
The way that Fabi called it, so that you know what to expect, it's like porn without the porn.
I know, but that's actually
Great.
Yes. And it's fantastic. It's fantastic.
Oh god, yes. We have to watch it all together.
Actually, you know what? We're gonna watch the trailer right now. All of us. We're
Right now.
right now.
Put it on screen.
Camp Blood trailer. Yeah.
Oh God, I'm just remembering this scene and
Yes.
yeah.
The chat will be able to hear this, but we're gonna do this. All right, let me know when everybody's ready.
I'm good.
All right,
Let's go.
I'll watch it again.
You don't listen too good, do you, boy? You and your friends don't want to go to Camp Blood.
They didn't heed the warning.
Oh, guys, this is awesome.
They ignored the screams that echoed through the woods that night.
Now we're lost. We don't have a guide. It's just a matter of time before he kills us all one by one.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh Jesus!
George.
This part, I remember this part.
Yep.
The action.
The action.
Wow.
Look at that action.
Look at him go. Look at him
He
go.
barely missed it.
Town isn't real. It's just a story that some of us locals made up to scare the tourists away.
He's real, I'm telling you. He killed my friends and now he's gonna kill me and he's gonna kill you.
Not the scarecrow body under the car.
Oh yeah. Ah! He lost the fight. No.
Warning. Due to the violent nature of this program, no one under 17 will be permitted to wear 3D glasses. If you have a taste for terror, camp out at Camp Blood.
Yeah, blood.
Wow. That really is porn without the porn.
Yep.
Wow.
Oh god.
Yes.
We're gonna watch this movie.
Yep. And
Yeah,
we're gonna
I was
watch
gonna
it.
say, we're gonna watch it, and this is going to be
Absolutely.
the official movie pick
Yep.
of Beyond the Jumpscare.
Oh yeah. And then we'll have to watch the sequels because the sequels actually give story. I'm just gonna tell you the story because this story is so beyond like comprehension. It's glorious. So that movie introduces a clown killer, and that killer's been going around for like 30 years or something, just killing people in those woods specifically. Well, I believe in the third movie, that clown gets killed completely, gone forever. Fourth movie, a cult comes out and they continue the killings. 5 through the rest of them, they hold demonic rituals to resurrect the clown, and he comes back as a demon. And then yeah. It's fantastic.
Beautiful.
It's fantastic. I love it. This is gonna be like our movie. I'm trying so hard to get the director on here too.
I think you can. I think we're gonna all watch them, and we're all gonna just to be official members. We're all at some point in time gonna have to get the box sets. I'll buy a Blu-ray player.
Oh yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah. I'm trying to get I'm trying to find his handle on X. But hey. Mr. Cat Blood director, if you want to, we're waiting. I swear to you, we love these movies, or I swear to you, I love these movies. I show them to everybody. These movies are great. It's fantastic. It reminds me of like when I was in film class and I'd get a bunch of my buddies around and we'd film random bullshit.
I mean, the trailer does look like just a group of friends being like, let's do it. And they're like, this weekend, today, like this weekend, tomorrow.
So I had, so there was, there was a group of students at my college who did these amateur like films and stuff, and this very much reads as that. So I worked in a library, and there was a bunch of these just same vibe films in the library that you could just check out. And I wish so badly I had access to those movies, because there were some horror movies in there that is literally just this.
Yes, and
oh my god.
The best thing is, if you look on the website, these are not the only things that they came out with. They have like, I believe it was like stripper ninjas. They have like, let me see, hold on. Camp Blood box sets. We have steered away from the movies, and this is fantastic. Let me see. Where is it? Where is
we already talked about the movie. Now it's just talking about other movies. So really, still.
Exactly. Camp Blood collection. Oh. What was it? Make Flicks. There it is. You have the Joe Haggerty Legacy Collection, Strange Things Happen at the Weird House, Axe Grinder, The Haunting of La Llorona, Meat Hook Massacre, Skullface Astronaut. Let me see. Revolt of the Empire of the Apes. The Occultists. Apparently that one's one to check out as well. Make Flicks. Oh, J-Girl Yummy, Nana Ayano. These? Hold on. Did I? Wait a second. Ain't no way. Yeah, I think we're just gonna leave that alone. Actually. Yeah. People to Kill, Chupa. They definitely make some movies. I'm gonna put that on there. If you want some random movies to watch, go to makeflix.com. But whatever you find on there is not my fault.
I don't like the sound of that.
Me neither.
That is way too ominous.
Listen, man. Okay, the last time I went, we had like Killer Campout, Beyond the Fear Wall, something like that. Just like the Gingerbread Man, Evil Bong.
Not the gingerbread man. Fucking hell.
Yeah, No, it's the Ginger Dead Man. My bad.
Ginger dead man. Right. Okay. So okay. I now realize that this isn't considered a horror movie, but there is this movie that somebody told me was a horror movie before showing me it, and it is one of those that's just really, really bad. And it's so good. I fucking love it. Meet the Feebles.
Yeah, I see.
It's so stupid. I love it so much.
Okay, I'm just gonna say this real quick because on their new releases, I'm gonna say, okay, go to this website when you're alone.
I think I will not visit this website.
I as well agrees.
Shut the fuck
Yeah.
up.
Not do I actually like the
everybody
look of
needs-
Meet the Feebles.
it's so... Oh god, I love that movie. It's stupid. It's gross. It's so gross.
What is this? Yeah. Interesting. It says that it's a comedy, but the cover says otherwise. I'm confused.
See, I was told it was a horror movie when we put it up to watch it. That my friend put it up to watch it when I was in college, and I never looked into it further. And yeah, they call it a comedy, and I'm just like, all this movie is gross. Honestly, it's just gross.
It's just gross.
Maybe it's a comedy.
Yeah, maybe it is a comedy. Anyway.
I mean, I think it's funny, but not for the reasons that it says it's supposed to be funny.
Oh, that's always a good sign.
Oh, I just saw the picture you posted.
Mm-hmm.
What? Sell drugs and what? Oh, sex, drugs, and what?
Show business, isn't it?
I don't know, man.
Hold on. Oh, it's sex, drugs, and sexy toys because it's all.
Hold on.
It's all like Muppets.
You gotta understand, okay? Linksy Poo here is the innocent little bean.
You know what? I know. I don't do. I am a lady. I do not do the smut. I do not do the dirty movies. I don't. I'm a prude through and through. I don't care.
Ma'am, I have sat in your streams. Okay, you were furthest from you were the furthest from innocent. I've heard you say some.
You make stuff up in your mind because you're a pervert. You're a pervert.
I've heard
and
you say some wild shit. Okay.
I'm just gonna say this, ma'am. Your boobs have jiggle physics. You can't call yourself a prude.
The boobs not jiggle. Do you
Prudes
not
want
want?
you strapped down and make like a brick. Okay, that is not prude behavior.
This is a special outfit for the occasion, and there is nothing perverse about having tantalablangas. I didn't rig
That's
it.
not how prudes think. Nope, that's not.
That's different.
You have your shoulders out on display too, ma'am. You're not a prude.
Scandalous. Gosh, I just realized that you're showing shoulders on my podcast. This is bullshit.
But so are you. Shut up.
Yes, but I'm a devil. I'm supposed to be showing shoulder. I'll show ankle too if you want me to.
Do it, coward. You won't.
That's it.
Oh.
You've lost it. You've lost it. You've lost it.
I don't have ankle. Never mind.
See, I knew it. Anyways,
You've lost it. I've
They're
changed
still just
it to my casual wear. Do boobs not just? Let me guess. Have you never heard of a sports bra? Do you know why they exist? Because when you move, your body, your booba, it goes to blah 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 blah. And so they make special garments to keep your booba
no, you're not allowed to talk about booba. You're not allowed to talk about them. You're a prude, remember? You can't talk about boobas. They don't exist.
I am a casual prude.
That's a sentence. That's a sentence.
I'm a casual prude. I can't. You know what? We're gonna see what Fabby thinks.
It's not a spectrum.
We're gonna see. Hold on. Here's links prude. We're gonna see what Fabby thinks. Fabby knows you better than just about anybody. Just about.
Yeah, you have a dirty mind. You take things I say out of context, and you're like, whoa. I'm not smart. I say things unintentionally.
Oh. Fabby says you're a prude sometimes. Which means most of the times you're not.
No. It's like sportswear.
Are you sure? Are you lying to me?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know if I'm sure.
I don't like perverted things. I don't. But I stand by that I don't think booba are perverted. I think it
that's an accurate thing. You're not wrong. However,
also I didn't make this model.
I didn't make that matter.
I did not program the physics, just as the Lord programmed my titty jiggle.
You approved them. You approved of the titty jiggle.
I shrunk them!
Titty
These
jiggle.
are nerfed compared to what they sent me in the draft!
Yes, today we learned that Linksy nerfed her titties.
My God.
I can't.
Welcome to the podcast. We were bound to talk about sex scenes sooner or later. Because in horror, people like to use sex scenes to solidify killers. I don't know why.
For some reason.
Gay.
Yeah.
That's why I actually really like that in Halloween. Because you know how in a lot of movies, it's like if you do any sexy or anything promiscuous, you are murdered immediately. I actually really like that in Halloween. She was not innocent and she still survived.
She was not innocent.
I
don't know. I think Jason had a reason. Jason 1000% had a reason. Freddy Krueger's questionable.
He was a child pervert who rightfully was murdered.
Yes.
And then he came back and was like, I was murdered. And you're like, yeah, but I mean, yeah, of course you were murdered.
Yeah. I feel like that detail is often forgotten.
People keep forgetting that. They are thinking like, oh, but he's funny. And like,
yes, but that means
don't change anything.
A lot of them are.
Like,
Yeah.
we did that. Cosby was famous for a long time.
But he wasn't a diddy diddler.
No, but he was still. He wasn't a child diddler, but he was a diddler.
But yes, he was a diddler, but he wasn't a child diddler. Anyway, but yeah, I was talking to my buddy about the old Freddy Krueger and the new Freddy Krueger, and he goes, I feel like it wasn't as good because he was more in your face. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, fucking, what's it? Wes? Was it Wes Anderson? I think it was Wes Anderson. Wes Anderson made it subtle and nobody got it, but the fact that it's in your face now you're uncomfy about it?
It's probably because they didn't know, so they already liked him, and so it probably felt a betrayal of the character, even though they just didn't piece it together.
Freddy Krueger really didn't have a character, and I stand by that. He was just a nightmare that people saw and killed you. That was it. He really didn't have lore. He had like maybe one line of lore, and then that was it.
Yeah,
that was it.
It was he was bad boy.
He was a bad boy.
They murdered him,
and they burned him alive, and he was upset about it.
I mean, of course he's going to be upset for being murdered.
Of course.
He did have it coming. So.
Oh, no.
The duality of man.
Looking at it, I think I took the rework wrong. It was implied that he, the rework made it seem like the parents implied that he was a diddly diddler, but he didn't, and that's why he was mad about it. Gotcha. The Jackie Gleason version.
But didn't he literally straight up say that he was in like one line towards the end when he was facing off the main lady?
That was the Robert Englund version.
Oh.
He was falsely burned in the remake. See, you know what? That shows I only seen it a couple times, so that shows you how much I was paying attention.
I mean, to be fair, you're watching that Freddy movie. You don't really need to pay attention.
Literally. But I'll say this: I don't care what Kappa says. Freddy Krueger was the weakest slasher.
Oh no, 100%.
He's like, no, I agree.
1,000%.
I fully agree. Freddy Krueger was a terrible slasher.
Yeah. I don't like it. I would take Season of the Witch over any of the Freddy Krueger sequels. The first one had promise, and then they fucked him. They railed him bad.
I just didn't like Freddy Krueger in general.
Yeah, and then Wes Anderson was mad, and then created Scream, which did way better than Nightmare on Elm Street. He's like, I'm not selling this one.
I learned my lesson. Well, we have devolved into a rambling, so I think I'm going to leave.
Alrighty, then let's do the outro, and then we will head on out. So that is our time. What the fuck? Hold on. There it is. Okay, and so that's the end of our time. Yeah. Again, I'm Beleth the Devil. This is Kid Links, and our brand new two people. We have one Mimi co-host, Killer Kappa. And then Messy Hexy.
Yay!
Yay! Remember to check in your closet and look under the bed next Thursday for another episode of Beyond the Jumpscare. Bye-bye!
Bye-bye!